Here's looking at you, Fire. And it was a glorious year. The year between 1984 and 85, Julia, I only saw her 3 fucking times that entire year. Oh my god, it was amazing. I fucking sold off Mayhem to some... no, I kept the dog. I fucking love that dog. He is a pussy, and he flees at any hint of confrontation. But god damn it, I love that dog. So I didn't get rid of the dog. I kept the dog. And it was just a glorious year. It was just me and Mayhem and Julia on 3 separate occasions. And she slept for most of the time that she was home. She was only home for a little while, and she was fucking jet-lagged to hell from that 2,000-mile flight. So it was great. Great year. But then in 1985, it all came crashing down because Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having, quote, an episode. Apparently, she lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. However, Julia hadn't remembered that she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. And she was found crying in the stairwell. Jesus Christ. Julia, Man, I knew she was fucking batshit crazy, but I didn't know she actually might have serious mental issues. I kind of feel bad about, referring to her as crazy batshit Julia for all those years. If I'd known she actually had a serious mental condition, I'd have gotten her the help she needed. But pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place. But do I make macaroni and drink wine and try to forget about it? Or that we should talk to somebody about it? I mean, the smart, responsible thing to do would be to go talk to a licensed psychiatrist or therapist and try to figure out what's the root of Julia's mental state. Try to see what's eating at her. See what's going on. See if we can get her on some meds that maybe calm her the fuck down. Or do I just make a big old carb-heavy dinner and try to drink the problem away? That one sounds more fun. But that one would be detrimental to her health. I can't in good conscience do that. Julia, we gotta fucking talk to somebody about this. You're going fucking nuts. We gotta get some help. So we see multiple doctors. And we just have a whole slew of tests done on Julia. I mean, Jesus Christ, they had her wired up like a fucking, something that's got a lot of wires in it. There were wires poking out of her head, her chest, her everywhere. Anywhere you could stick a wire, they just jammed one on up in there into old Julia. And after all these tests and wires, they're worried that she might be suffering from early onset dementia. And at only 41, I asked the docs, I was like, docs, how early does this shit set in? Because I swear she was fucking nuts when we met back in our early 20s. I mean, how early can dementia set on in a patient? Because I think looking back, there were signs for over a decade. But we both decided to keep it a secret for now. We don't want to let anybody know that Julia's got dementia. Oh no. So either way, if we went and saw somebody about it, if we went and got the answers we needed about Julia's situation, or if we just ate the macaroni and got fucked up and forgot about it, either way, nobody else was finding out. So those 2 options really didn't have much of a differential outcomes to it. I'm starting to think now that these are memories. Right? Am I writing these all down in my journal, maybe? Oh, still wearing the wedding ring. Oh man, hey, wait, hold on. No. Pick that back up. That's me? Man, I'm a bit of a heavy man. Huh, interesting. Have a bit of a chody wiener, though. I mean, it's more girthy than it is, it's more wide than it is long. I only got to see it for a second, but, and it looks like even in real life I can only see it for a second over that fucking gut of mine, but interesting. All right. So, just trying to piece together the finer points of my character's personality here. So, okay, so he's a bigger dude, chody wang, still wearing the wedding ring. Okay. So now at this point, Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and he slows down at night. Huh. He slows down at night. How is that a symptom of getting older? We all slow down at night. We've been awake all day. We're tired. Like, that's ridiculous. Everybody slows down at night. Doesn't mean you're getting old. It's just fucking time for bed. But whatever, we take our slow-ass nighttime dog down to the bar and we see our friends. Man, and it feels like nothing has changed. Man, nothing has changed in these last 15, 20 years with Julia. Still going to the bar to get fucked up with our friends. She's still nagging me about every little thing. Man, life is terrible. Then Julia goes back to the university. After the memory of her incident has slightly faded from the memories of everyone that was involved. But then by 1987, Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class, like getting dressed. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason. She's got to be brought home by the police. She's devastated. She's sent home on permanent medical leave. And I'm devastated. Because it looks like she's back for good now. There were the occasional days that I get the Julia who calls me a dope and our unborn children little idiots. And it feels like things were the way they were back in the good old days. But other days, I get a stranger. She's kind to me. She compliments me. She says I'm folding the towels in an almost godlike manner. It's very odd. I don't know who this kind stranger is. One night she pulls me into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. And I'm like, hey, how did you know I was into that? But the time has come. I had to tell her family about her condition. They deserve to know. And when they do finally know, they're crushed, and they begin to make trips from their home in Australia to visit her. They come from Australia, and I don't know where to go. I wanted to do an Australian accent. I wanted them to fly and be like, my Julia, what's fucking happened to her? This is not the Julia that we raised. This is a kind, middle-aged woman. Where's the cunt daughter that we raised? It's always nagging and persisting about how things are not the way they should be. This young woman is kind. Look at her eyes. Nothing but tenderness. This is not our daughter. That's not great. I might cut that, but anyway. For a while, our friends come by and they bring little things to brighten the day. But even those little things Those little things don't brighten Julia's day enough. She gets worse. The next year in 1988, I spend my days following Julia around the house, just making sure she doesn't fucking accidentally walk out the second-story window thinking it's the bathtub. I count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. I'm like, Daniel, fucking, you gotta get back here, man. I can't handle this. Where are you going, man? You gotta, can you stay? Daniel, I asked him, like, Daniel, do you think we could just switch places? Like, you just stay here, and then I visit twice a week? I don't think she'd fucking notice, man. Come on, man, Daniel. But fucking Daniel didn't oblige. He fucked off. He always fucked off. And then he came back, and then he fucked off again. But anyway, Daniel, he suggested that Julia could live somewhere else. Somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. And I'm like, fucking, where do I sign, Daniel? Give me the paperwork. But I didn't jump on it too quick. I sat with it for a couple months. But you know what? If I learned anything from Mayhem, that night we got robbed, or we almost got robbed. That night we almost got robbed, and Mayhem fled like a little bitch. I remembered and I realized you don't run away from a problem. Yep. Attack it head on. So I decided to continue taking care of my beloved, horrible Julia by myself. Oh, so these are more like emotional fires. I see.